Okay, well, it's been fantastic so far this weekend. The incredible architecture, the harbour behind this brand new track. But none of this would exist without grassroots motorsport. And Go Motorsport, which is a campaign in the UK, want to get people driving cars. And guess what? These boys made sure that I got roped in as well. Well, here we are, just arrived at Silverstone. It's foggy, it's wet, it's damp, and that is merely adding to the nerves. A few months ago, the boss on the Formula 1 show said, look, now that you've done your arts test, why don't you have a go at being a racing driver? There's a Lotus Elise race you can take part in. And that's what's brought me here today. Here's my team, who I'll introduce you to a bit later on. But the most important thing, of course, while I put my gear down there, is the car. Now, I've never, ever raced in a car before, tested a racing car before, driven on a track with other people, and today I will be doing just that in this Lotus Elise. And what's really adding to the pressure, if you take a look up here, is my very own sign. There is no doubting that it is me that is going to have to get in that car in about 20 minutes and take to the track for testing for the first time. This is the flame-proof layer that you need to put on in case you have an accident and the car crashes and sets on fire. If it was safe, you wouldn't need to do all that, would you? What am I doing? What am I doing? Why bother scaring yourself? 1 hour before qualifying, and Jamie, my coach, suggested the only real way to calm the nerves was to get out on track for some pre-qualifying practice. But things didn't quite go to plan.
Through the left, keep going. On the brakes now. Brake hard, Jake. Brake, 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 brake. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Oh, shocking.
That was thoroughly embarrassing.
Right, accelerate hard. Right, accelerate hard, then jab the brakes off. Accelerate quick, 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 quick. Yeah.
If I was apprehensive before, that was nothing to how I felt now. As I embarrassingly limped back to the pits, trying to dislodge Brighton Beach from the undertray of my car, I couldn't help but feel a real sense of foreboding. I've got panic in my eyes. Jamie and the guys had put so much work into getting me to this stage, I really didn't want to let them down. But that was my biggest fear now. Time to go and qualify. 3 laps, and then I start pushing. And the nerves are incredible. Just look at all the people. Look at that. Okay. Don't push it too hard. The journey out onto the track was a real battle of will. This isn't even the race, mate. Calm your nerves, this isn't even the race. But I knew I'd come too far to back out now. Right, so 3 steady laps just to qualify.
Yeah, you have to do 3, otherwise they're not on the grid.
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
Cheers, Andy. Enjoy myself. How am I meant to enjoy myself? The fact that family and friends had turned out in force to support me only added to the pressure. Cheers, Dad. Fear of embarrassment and the constant threat of crashing and hurting myself threatened to overwhelm me. I don't want to do this anymore. But there was no going back now. Oh man, the nerves are worse than I ever thought. Here goes qualifying. Wish me luck. Little slide there, be careful. 3 laps, Jake, come on. The first few laps were tentative as I got a feel for the car, the track, and being surrounded by other drivers. Guy just span right in front of me there. It is absolutely treacherous out here. Having avoided a few hairy moments unscathed, though. Whoa, I just lost it there. My confidence grew. Just did a nice, tasty little overtaking qualifying. I like that. And my lap times began to tumble.
It takes another second off, you'll be halfway through the grid.
Although I didn't know it, a half-decent grid position was suddenly a real possibility.
You've got 1 lap left to do it.
Finally, things were actually clicking into place. The nerves started to melt, and I was able to put into practice everything the guys had taught me. I was feeling comfortable at last. Until suddenly...
My driver's list. Well, I was just getting
What
used to working with Jake.
I tell you what, he ought to learn very quickly that one, he has to pay for that sort of carry on, and the second thing is he don't give up the big day job at BBC, because he has a chance there. He's got no chance in that car.
Listen, you two, I heard all of that. I wasn't even injured, you'll be pleased to know, and you can see what happened in the race tomorrow. Not how I envisaged qualifying finishing, but you know, the point of this isn't to show how bad I am at racing motor cars. It's to show people at home how important it is and how easy it is just to get involved in motorsport. Why is it so important to get involved, though, in sort of grassroots racing?
Well, Britain is the home of motorsport. It's a great industry, whether it be, you know, the design of karts, the build of cars, and on-track racing. So whether you want to be a Marshall, whether you want to be a budding Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button, through the Go Motorsport campaign, you can get out on track or be there and just soak up the atmosphere.
Now, people might not realise you fancied yourself as a driver as well, Eddie.
I'm not going to go into that, because actually this performance pales into insignificance about my ability. I mean, not being serious, this was fun, and going back to the reason why you're doing it is fantastic to see kids who always dream about watching Grand Prix people have a chance to do this, and the driving schools are a very important part of what happens. And also bear in mind where these world champions have come from. We've just had one British one last year. We spoke to Damon Hill, got Jackie Stewart here. We have a fantastic history, and that's because grassroots has made it possible for them to learn and to grow.
Yeah, well, it was fantastic fun. Thanks to everybody that helped us out down at Silverstone. See how the race went tomorrow in the build-up to the race here in Abu Dhabi. I think you'll be embarrassed on my behalf when that happens. Anyway, loads